Hey, Dwight Cliff Sr. here with Cliff & Cliff, and I operate Cliff's Construction here in the state of Indiana. And here's a video on how I started in the business, some of the things that motivated me and pushed me in that direction. So for number one, I've always felt like I love to do physical things when it comes to houses. And I grew up watching This Old House. So it really got me started watching that every Saturday morning, doing what I was inspired by that show. So as I grew, the family had rental properties, and I started doing things on those as early as I can remember. And also we had an asphalt company we did. And all those things were nice, and I learned stuff from it. I still didn't really get locked into it at that point in time. So after that, I left that at a certain age and went to an electronics company because at that time it was paying more money. And this is more money for me at that time, $4 an hour. Right? Who knows anything about that? But it paid the bills at that point in time. I didn't have a lot of money to go out and do things, but it paid the bills. So after 7 years, they went out of business. I had to make a decision at that point in time that I want to stay in it, go transfer the company, or get out here and start my own thing. And guess what? I left. I let them go. And I went back to asphalt for a few years, my brother laying asphalt, and that worked out. But I still had that yearning for construction, for the physical construction of a house, building a house, taking something old, making it new. So at that point in time, I worked for him for like 3 years, and I said, after I got my money together, and I started my brand at that point. Cliff's Remodeling. And I got me some cards, some old cheap cards. Cards were just coming out right then, business cards. They was old cheap cards on some thin cardboard paper, but I had my name, number, and name my business. And that was to start out on my way. And my very first job I got was a bathroom remodeling job. And man, was I happy. Guess how much it was for what I got for that? It was $1,700 that I got for that job there. And I did it in about a week and a half. Okay? So for me, $1,700 a week and a half, oh man, I was mind blowing. I was so happy at that point to get that job, and then I completed it and I got paid, So I was very ecstatic at that point in time. So from there on, I started to grow. And jobs started to come because back then there wasn't no internet for me or Facebook to advertise on, so it was word of mouth. Somebody would see my work or see me with my little truck and my cards and call me. And a lot of stuff I couldn't do because I didn't have enough knowledge, but I had some knowledge of some things, so I was limited on what I could do at that point in time. But as I grew in the business and started talking to more contractors, I would get jobs and just work side by side with a guy to do electrical, to do plumbing, to install windows or doors. And I learned the hard way, which was out here in the field. And I've been growing ever since then. So at that point, after doing all that, you're growing and you're learning and you're hitting bumps in the road by not charging enough money for some of the jobs or not having contracts for you to specify what you're doing, and then you get caught because the customer's thinking one thing, you're thinking another, and before you know it, you're doing extra work for the same amount of money. But what are you going to do? Because you're young, you want a job, you're trying to do the right thing. So sometimes I got taken at that point. And that money that I made wasn't as much as I thought I could make because I had to do more work to get it. So that was a learning experience for me to make sure I have something in writing from my customer that I agreed to, they agreed to, and everybody ended up being happy. So that was just some of the things I learned in the field. There's more to it, but that's a short version of it, and I may come back and we'll talk more about how I got started in the business. So I'm out now, Dwight Sr. This is Cliff and Cliff. See you next time.